Hey guys, welcome to Shares Gold Studios. I'm Ravenwolf, and we're back with a Friday deck list. I know I missed last week's. It's a very hectic week. Basically, I'm understaffed at work. I had to do a bunch of overtime that did not make me a lot more money because of how taxing works on overtime. So yeah, I've worked almost 20 hours, 20 extra hours for nothing. Anyway. Redoing this deck list is going to be Evil Clown Scheme. Basically, the pre-release, I built my deck around Kefka, the Grixis one. So I did like a Grixis control deck. Got third place in the pre-release, so I'm pretty happy with it. By the way, guys, I have to ask if you enjoy my content to please like and subscribe for more stuff in the future. And let's get into it. So we have Kefka, Court Mage. When Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then I draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. And I can pay 8. Each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice. And I transform. And then it turns into Roller of Ruin. Whenever an opponent loses life, during your turn, you draw that many cards. So, all in really, it's just me filling my graveyard with Reanimator or instants and sorceries that I can flashback with certain spells. So, and then I have a bunch of benefits from discarding. So, a bunch of stuff like that I can do. Now, his transformative side, I do have an infinite combo in the deck, which we will get to. Let's go to our creatures. We have Aklazot's Deepest Betrayal. When it attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, I draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land card, I make a bat. And then whenever it dies, it transforms. And then only if a player has one or fewer cards in hand, which I usually do in Commander. I'm usually always top decking. So yeah. Alondra, Sky Dreamer. When you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 Blue Drake creature token with flying. When I draw my 5th card each turn, Alondra and Drakes I control each get +1/+1 or +X for X is number of cards in my hand. So this with Kefka, again, card draw benefiting. Archaeomancer, basically to get my sources back out of my graveyard that I discard with Kefka. Ardent Elementalist, do the same thing as Archaeomancer. I cannot pronunciate today. Bergi, God of Storytelling, is to get me some extra mana when I start storming off. Bone Miser, when I discard a creature card, make a 2/2 zombie. When I discard a land card, I get mana. And when I discard a non-creature, non-land card, I draw a card. So again, a bunch of stuff to go off with Kefka. Captain Howler is to buff up certain creatures whenever I discard cards, and then I can draw cards when they do damage. Chasm Skulker gets really big whenever I draw a card, and if it dies, I make X Squids with Island Walk. Cutthroat Negotiator, basically, parlays, and then basically for each non-land card, I make a treasure token. So this can kind of ramp me out. Deadeye Navigator is to help flicker Kefka or my 2 instant sorcery recursions. Displace Forgotten, again, is for more flickering effect. Emrakul's Messenger will make me some Eldrazi that I can sacrifice for ramping. Ethereal Instigator basically investigates, and then when I draw my second card each turn, I make 1/1 White Spirits. It's something that I can flicker, and whenever I draw my second card each turn, I make a White Spirit. Fate Spinner is kind of a stacks piece against my opponents. I really like it. And because this is kind of like an everywhere deck, this is kind of just a disruption piece for my opponents. Geeksy and Puppeteer. Every time I draw my second card each turn, my opponents will lose life and I gain life. And when it dies, I recur something. Homunculus Horde makes a copy itself anytime I draw my second card each turn. Jill, Shiva's dominant is just to bounce things like mine, or basically transform it to make my Kefka unblockable, or to tap all lands on my opponent's control. That way I can kind of go off and my opponents can't do anything unless they have a free spell. Kefka, Dancing Mad, is indestructible during my turn. At the beginning of my instep, I exile a random card from each opponent's graveyard, and I cast any number of them, exile this way without paying their mana cost, and each player who owns a spell who casts it this way, they lose life equal to its mana value. Then we have Min, Wily Illusionist, will make me some illusions. And then when an illusion dies, I put a permanent card from my hand onto the battlefield equal to its mana value, or equal to its power. So yeah, that one's really good for us. Nicobolus Ravager, more hand hate for my opponents. Then I can flicker him to draw cards, to activate my draw bonuses, removal, graveyard recursion, and basically number 12 is just to remove a player from the board. Notion Thief for the parlay effects, stuff like that, to make me only draw cards. So people are going to hate me. Phyrexian Dragon Engine is card draw, and whenever I put it with Mishra, who is in the deck, or I guess I didn't put him in the deck. Wow, I guess I just did not put him there. Alright, cool. So it's just a dragon when it enters the battlefield. Discard and draw 3. Psychosis Crawler goes infinite with Kefka when he's transformed, because if you read it, let's transform him. When our opponent loses life, I draw that many cards. And what Psychosis Crawler says is whenever I draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. So I'm going to draw my entire deck, and my opponent's going to lose all their life. And hopefully their life total is smaller than the number of cards in my deck. Summon Primal Odin. It's removal. And whenever it deals on second Saga chapter, when it deals combat damage to a player, the player loses the game. And then on the final chapter before it dies, I draw 2 cards. Each opponent loses 2 life. And then, of course, I'm going to be flickering it with like Displacer Kitten or Deadeye Navigator, so I can keep removing stuff on the board and then keep it around. Turgid, when Kefka and Nicobolus make my opponents discard cards, this will let me get their stuff back. Much hated card, very understandable. Thassa Deep Dwelling will let me flicker my commander on my other things with ETB. Locust God, lots of card draw in this deck, so I'm going to make a bunch of 1/1s with haste. Ultimecia, Temporal Threat will let me tap down all my opponent's creatures so I can attack through. Whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, I draw a card. So again, with Locust God, all my drawing benefits. Ultimecia Time Sorceress, when she enters her attacks, I can surveil 2. So I know what I'm going to be drawing with Kefka. Being my end step, I can pay the 4, the 2 blue, 2 black, and exile 8 cards to my graveyard. Transform her. And then when it transforms into her, I take an extra turn. So I just put that's in here for extra card draw, but the Demir one is only in here because I like the card design. I don't like exiling 8 cards from my graveyard, but it's fine. Alright, going into sorceries, we have Blasphemous Act for board wipe, Pass in Flames for graveyard recursion, Reanimate, Rise of the Dark Realms for graveyard recursion, Snort is kind of a wheel effect. Storm's Will is Justice's Will for ramp. Twin Flame is to make copies of certain creatures that I have. Vandal Blast is for like mass artifact removal. Victimized for graveyard recursion. Arcbound is going to be like a pseudo board wipe. Bedevil for removal. Blur for a flicker effect. Cabal Ritual for ramp. Dark Ritual for ramp, of course. Dismember for removal. Grim Return for graveyard recursion. Increasing Vengeance to copy one of my instances of sorceries. Overkill for removal. Reverberate for copying effects. Twin Cast for copying effects. Vincent Limit Removal is for graveyard recursion. Wild Ricochet for copying effects, and the same with Will's Reversal. Arcane Signet for Mana Rock. Brass's Tunnel Grinder. So hopefully when I'm discarding cards and doing Descending, I can flicker it to Cascade X. Chaos Wand to get my opponent's instants and sorceries. Commander Sphere. Lightning Greaves to protect my commander or to give like one of my other things haste. Lithoform Engine to copy triggered abilities. Monument to Endurance to give me some more discard effects. Soul Ring. Sonic Resonator copied. The Dark Crystal, whenever I kill my opponent's creatures, I can want to get them back. Whisper Silk Cloak to protect my commander, make him unblockable. For enchantments, we have Fabled Mirror Breaker for ramp. And then it lets me discard. Transformed, I can get copied creatures like my summons, Summon Odin, Archaeomancer, stuff like that. Stolen Strategy to get my opponent's spells off the top of their deck. Waste Not for more discard synergies. For lands, I went pretty hard on it. So Blazemire Verge, Blood Crypt, Bloodstained Mire, Cascade Bluffs, Clearwater Pathway that goes into Murkwater, Command Tower, Crumbling Necropolis, Crypt of the Eternals for mana fixing, Exotic Orchard, Ferris Lake, Gloomlake Verge, Graven Caverns, 5 Islands, Luxury Suite, Maestro's Theater for kind of a tutor, 5 Mountains, Odawara, Soaring City for hopefully have a bounce spell or bounce ability. Polluted Delta, River Pyre Verge, Steam Vents, and a Swamp. And I did forget to put in Xander's Lounge for a Triome. That's another land you can put in here. And of course, we are going to go and play test it. This deck is going to be pretty slow, I will say. You see a lot of my abilities and all that. We're going to draw for turn 1. We're going to play a Verge. Next step, we'll play a Mountain. And then we'll play Emrakul's Messenger. Next turn, Swamp. And we'll hold up removal for like Dismember. And or we say we use it. Next turn, we'll play Mountain. No, we'll play Necropolis. Next turn, Mountain, cast Commander. We're going to pick and discard the Crystal. And we'll say we draw 2 cards. And then we make 1 Eldrazi. There we go. Next turn, we'll do River Pyre Verge. So we're at 6 mana, and we have 7. Say we wanted to go to combat. We'll attack somebody that mostly can't block. On that, we'll discard a land, and say we draw 2 more cards. Making another Eldrazi spawn. Boop. And just say our commander lives. We'll go ahead and tap out to flip over our commander. And each opponent's going to sack a thing. And now when our opponents lose life, basically we draw that many cards. If our commander stays around, we're immediately going to do Psychosis Crawler and try and do something that will let us draw cards. Let's go ahead and restart. Again, this is a very slow deck because it's just going to be finicky. It's just a really evil deck, honestly. So we'll draw a card. We'll go for Polluted Delta, paying a life, cracking it, and view library, And I don't have enough blue on board, so we're going to go grab Steam Vents. And put it in play tapped. Close and shuffle. Next turn, Blazemire Verge. Functionally, I cannot cast Bone Miser or anything in my hands. Bunch of lands, though. Command Tower. That's neat. Still can't cast anything. We could probably do Reverberate for an opponent's spell. Next turn. Cool. Swamp. Lightning Greaves. Next turn. We'll play a Mountain. And we'll say we do our Commander. Commander's battlefield. We'll go to discard. We'll discard Wild Ricochet. Say we draw 2. Now we'll go to equip. Now he gets haste. We'll attack again. I'm going to this time discard a swamp. And we'll say we only draw 2 cards that time. We'll go to intercept. We'll discard Maestros Theater. Next turn, we're going to do a mountain. And I'm going to do Bone Miser, leaving Steam Vents untapped. We'll go to swing. We'll discard. Actually, no. We'll pay with a swamp. We'll discard Odin. We'll say we draw 2 more cards just to be generous because we're going to draw too many anyways. Since we discarded a creature, we make a 2/2 zombie. I have a lot of tokens. There we go. And say second main phase, we'll tap that swamp, cast Reanimate, getting back our summon. You go there. We lose 6 life, going down to 33. And we get to blow something up. Add a counter. Next turn, chapter 2 goes off. So if he hits somebody, we win. Then we're going to do a Cascade Bluffs. And with Cascade Bluffs, we're going to go ahead and tap 6 mana, leaving Command Tower open. And we're going to do Ultimechia to tap down all of our opponent's creatures. We'll put Lightning Greaves onto our boy Odin. We'll go to combat and we'll swing. On the attack, we go to discard. We'll discard Chasm Skulker, and we'll say we draw 2. Okay. And then hopefully we kill somebody with Primal Odin. And on second main, we'll put Greaves back on Kefka. We'll go ahead and restart, because again, very slow deck. This is just a very mean deck. Withdrawal for turn 1. I'm going to do a Polluted Delta and crack it for his Steam Vents. Put it in play tapped. We lose a life. Turn 2. Gloomlake Verge is pretty neat. We'll do that. Yeah. Turn 3. Island. Say somebody has like, I don't know. None of this is really that great. So we'll say I do Phyrexia Dragon Engine to discard my hand. 4, 5, 6, and we draw 3. Not bad. Next turn, Bloodstained Mire. Gonna go get a Blood Crypt. And we'll do it untapped, so I'm losing 3 life. And then I will do Scourge Howler. Next turn, Ferris Lake, cast Commander. On that, we'll go to discard. I'm going to discard Twin Flame. Say we draw 2. And we'll give our Phyrexian Dragon Engine the +2/+0, since he has Double Strike. We'll say we swing at somebody that doesn't have a first striking creature. And then, of course, like, now we have some more synergies right here. Turn 6. I'll do Brass's Funnel. No, Lightning Greaves, and then we'll do Tunnel Grinder. Say we discard Puppeteer to draw 1. We'll +2/+0 Dragon Engine. Quip. Go to combat. Swing at somebody with small creatures and swing the Dragon Engine. We'll go to discard again. I will discard Vandal Blast. Pumping up Dragon Engine. Got our end step. We've obviously I forgot to draw. Oh, triggered. Then we'll draw. Add a counter on end step. Turn 7. I'm casting triggered. So now we're gonna get our opponent's stuff. If they discard permanents, go to combat. Swing, swing. I'm gonna discard Aclazotz. Say we draw 2. I'm gonna beef up Dragon Engine. So yeah. Go one more time. Just restart it. Oh, those lands are not great. I need more colors. But maybe if I draw a third land. Let's pop it off the third land. It's not great. Next turn. Sure. Alright, cool. Wrong curve. Oh, I forgot we had an Aurora. So I had nothing to be afraid of. Next turn. Island. Do Fable the Mirror Breaker. Making the Goblin Shaman. Add a counter. Next turn, go to the second Saga. Discard up to 2 cards. I won't discard any. I'm going to play a Mountain. Actually, I will discard. Discard, draw 1. Now I'm going to play a Mountain. I'm going to tap this or tap out, making at least one of these black. To do Jessica's Will. Say we only get like 2 mana, 3 mana out of it. Charlotte Resonator, and then I'm gonna use my floating black mana to do Reanimate to get Locust God. Then we'll swing at somebody, and we'll say our token dies, but at least we made a treasure and ramped. Next turn. Island. How much is it? It's 2 to copy triggered abilities? Ugh. Gross. Oh, we also made 1 locust. Or 1 insect. Okay. Played an island. Oh, this goes off. This transforms. Turn over. Reset counters. It will not have haste. But we'll say cast Commander. On the cast of Commander, I'm going to discard the Puppeteers, and we'll say we draw 2 on average. Just on average, we draw 2. We'll go to our next turn, making another Locust. Play Necropolis and play tapped. Then I'm going to play Emrakul's Messenger to kind of ramp out more, I guess. Then I will pay a blue, tap, making a copy. Then we're gonna pay another 2. Oh wait, except I didn't have to do that. I can just hang on, maybe I do have to do that because this can't tap for black. I'll pay the 1, and then I'll pay the 2 to copy the ability and make another one. So when I draw my second card, I am going to make 3 Eldrazi spawn and ramp myself out. Okay, now we will go to combat. Swing with Kefka. I'm going to discard Arcbound, and we'll see we draw 2. Making 3 Eldrazi spawn. There we go. Now let me see that. It's 4. We'll go to second main. Say my commander's alive. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8 right here. Okay, so I'm gonna sack. That's 4 mana. Tap. That's gonna be 6 mana. Move 1 for 5. Do that. Dark Ritual for 8. Transform Kefka. Flip him. Each one will have to discard a thing, and now when my opponents lose life, I draw it mini cards. Go to my end step. Bop. Alright, not bad. Then we go to turn 7. Do Polluted Delta. View library. Go get Blood Crypt. Close. Losing 3 life this turn. Oh yeah, I also made another one of those dudes. So I have another insect that I can deal damage with. I will tap Mountain and Island to Arcane Signet. Unfortunately, I'm not discarding and drawing extra. Can I do this? That's 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana to draw a card and discard a card. I'm drawing a card. I'm drawing my second card of the turn. Add a token. Eldrazi spawn token. Then I have to discard a card. I will discard Otawara. Then I'll tap out for Waste Not. Because Locust God will... Oh yeah, and I drew a card, so I get another dude. And we'll say I can swing at somebody with no flyers. So then I'm going to hit for like 9 damage, hopefully, and draw 9 cards. Wow. And I already played a land this turn. And I have no mana open, except for 1 Eldrazi. So I'd have to go to discard. And when I go to discard, I'll discard Past in Flames. I'll discard Dismember. And I'll discard this Mountain. There you go. Yeah. And even if we, let's say we go to turn 8, just because I'm playing a command tower. Let's say I ramped out this turn. Because how much mana do I have here? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 mana. That's 12. I need more mana. So I don't have enough to do Passing Flames for like Cabal Ritual or anything like that. Like I could try. Let's do it. So tap Mountain and Graven Cairns to make a black and a red mana. That black and red is going to go to Cabal Ritual to make 5 black mana. So I'm going to have 1 black mana floating as I cast Past in Flames. With that, pay a blue, make 5 black mana. Using 1 black mana, I'm going to cast Dark Ritual to put myself at 7 black mana for Summon Primal Odin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I only have enough for Ultimecia because I would need more. I would need more because I don't think I have Jessica's Will in here. Oh, I do. Okay. Alright, so I have 1 black mana floating. So we're gonna tap and just say an opponent has the mana I need. So we'll tap 2 blue and 4 for Ultimecia. Tap down all my opponent's creatures. It goes in exile. Tap 1 to tap. Make a copy of Odin with haste. Enters battlefield. All my opponent's tapped. We'll tap, kill somebody. And we'll tap out all of our creatures and just draw a bunch of cards. So yeah, this deck is just really dumb. It probably will not work, but it's a fun deck. It's not a bad deck. If you just want Grixis shenanigans, just drawing and discarding and cycling through your deck, you might enjoy it. But I hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll see y'all again next time. Bye-bye.